Our final match of the 1-1 series, the mid-tier in our Swiss tournament of day 3 at the PGL Major Kraków, is on the way, or at least it will be over the next few minutes. Astralis versus Fnatic, a fantastic matchup between an old double champion, or a triple champion, depending on the way you look at it, and the previous champions at E-League going head-to-head. They're both in all sorts of form right now. It's difficult to assess where they are. Good job we've got a couple of men that can help us out with that. Sponge and Moses are back at the desk. Sponge, let's start with Astralis. They are the champions, the reigning champions. They've come in here with big expectations. Everyone's talking about this 3-week layoff and the break they've had, and they've spent time with family, and they've calmed down, and they've got all these strategies, and no one knows how they're going to play it. Hasn't really panned out like that so far.
Still early days, Paul.
Yes, but
still very early days.
We have high expectations for them at this point.
Yeah, so SK's on a run right now where they were talking about being burnt out and stuff, right? These guys have done the opposite. They've taken off events to be coming. So we talked about, the potential for ring rust and all that kind of stuff. And for me, I don't think it would really exist. But when you have an SK that is constantly evolving and getting better, and that's the team who they lost to 16-8, that's, you can give them that. You can give them that in the group stage, I think. But when you look at Astralis as a team, they're still the full package, right? And the way that they approach the games and stuff, it doesn't look like they have anything new at this stage. Like, the stuff that we've seen come out of them is just the same old, maybe with a few little tweaks here and there. But I think coming into this tournament, for them, it was just about making sure there's the mental side of things that was in the right place. All
right, let's talk about Fnatic from their point of view. How do you assess their tournament so far and their form?
It's nothing new that we haven't seen out of them in the previous tournaments, right? They're still struggling a little bit in the group stage, and it's all about, even just getting out of that, because all the conversation around Fnatic for the past few months is how much better they're looking in some regards, and how much it seems like, now they're poised to kind of get back to that level, but it also just doesn't feel like they're ever going to get over that hump. You still have question marks of all the legendary players that they have on their team of getting back to that previous form, and it just hasn't come down to it. I know they're trying to integrate more of like a strategic style. They've gone back and forth between some in-game leaders. We had Olaf Meister testify to that the other day when we had him on for the post-game interview. And at the moment, Flush is the guy, right? Saying he's the best in-game leader we had. We tried Crims for Cologne, and that was it.
I don't know, that must be some sort of new warm-up tactic they're trying.
I liked it.
Haven't seen that before. I think with Fnatic, right, like if we just dive back a little bit deeper to, they changed roster and stuff. They had the whole Godsent and Fnatic mix thing that happened, and that was a big failure. And then they were like, well, maybe we should have just stuck together. They got kind of humbled, right, in that regard, that they just meant that they had to work at playing the current day version of Counter-Strike. And that's a very difficult thing, especially a team of people who have relatively big egos, right? When you have players like JW on your team, you've got guys like Olaf. They play the very aggressive brand of CS, and that usually comes attached with an ego. So you have to factor that in as well.
It feels like, it's almost like the Tiger Woods effect, where like, he would always go into a tournament just knowing everyone would know that he was going to win the event. Okay. And now Fnatic, when they get back to this, they've lost that aura of like being dominant and everything like that, and no one is really scared of him anymore, because there were games that Fnatic was winning where even on the desk afterwards we'd just be like, no idea how they won that. They just call a timeout, they just rush something with Tech-9s, and somehow they got all the kills, somehow their opponents just missed everything. The mystery of the timeout that they would always take, it was always that one timeout where everything would switch, and they don't have that anymore. Like, no one's being like, oh god, here's the Fnatic timeout, and no one's being like, oh god, now we're playing Fnatic, we're definitely going to lose to them. Now they seem beatable, and everyone's feeling very confident against them.
Do you think they also have mistresses and crash into trees?
Probably.
Yeah, I wondered where he was going with that as well, but luckily effect, right? we pulled back from that, and you took us back there.
Some of us keep things appropriate.
I like to have it very lowbrow here on the desk.
We've noticed. It's fine. That's why we love you.
I think, if we go into matchup specifics, I think this is a really weird mix, because I think that, like G2, Fnatic need to make sure that they keep the force by aggressive style of play intact somewhat, and then just mold a slight bit of structure around that. So have stuff to fall back on, actually have executes, right? That's normally pretty good. And then understand, because they have a really good natural chemistry. You've got the trio who have been playing together since LGB days, and then you have the duo since early Fnatic days, and they've all come together, and now they've been playing together for a very long time. So they do have natural chem, which could be played off in mid-rounds. They're one of the best mid-round teams at decisions. It's just they need more of a package, and they're definitely working towards that. And I speak to JW, in the lobby and stuff, and have a chat to him, and I said, you feeling good? They're like, yeah, we've been practicing a lot. We're feeling good. So you just need to see the results come out.
Okay, let's move on to Astralis and talk about them. Just a quick note for those of you at home as well. JW and Flusher will break the all-time record for most maps played at a major in this game as well. So congrats to them. New record for them.
At what, 22?
Yeah, just busy breaking records all over the place. We've got an all-star lineup here. These guys are champions in their own right. They've also got some youngsters in this team, but massively experienced. I can't even believe sometimes when I look at the device and go, he can't be 21 still. That's impossible.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. crazy, isn't it? Yeah, and this team goes deep, right? And I mean, the cool thing about this squad at the beginning of the year, when they were so dominant, when they were in the first place, and like it did look like they were going to establish themselves in a dynasty for at least this year, is the sense that everyone on this team can be an MVP of a tournament. You know, you had Device with MVP numbers at the major, and then it was KRB who was right up there and had a great finals and took that. Zipnix with all of his clutching. Dupree had the event where he was an MVP as well, and then Glaive is just turned into this like impact monster. I always like notice when I play with him, he is just a guy that breaks opposing teams' momentum. Like when another team is going on a run and they're getting down a little bit, you'll notice it's always Glaive that seems to make a play. If it's on the CT side, he gets like the crucial double or triple kill to stop a fast play, to allow his teammates to rotate. If it's on the T side, he'll just go with it for an entry kill. But really, this team is centered completely around Device, and we always talk about it. But his AWPing style at this point is so calculated and so planned out. It's always about his decision, where he thinks he can find a kill, how he wants to manipulate the other team, with the research that he's bringing into the matchup. And Glaive just gives them that freedom, and they kind of work the team around that AWP.
Other areas of this team that we haven't really explored at this major, we have spoken about it in the past, is in the coaching role with Zonic.
Sure. I'm curious to see like what he actually brings to the team in terms of, it's been spoken about that he does a lot of the prep work, watching the demos and looking for the tendencies and stuff, right? And you can have the debate on what is the coach meant to do, because if you look at an LMBT, for example, he's the one who's coming up with the strats and the game plan and how it's going to be approached. Whereas Zonic, I think, you know, Glaive they probably get together, they amalgamate ideas, and then they go from there with the game plan. And it's great to have somebody who you can trust to do your scouting work to make sure, hey, these are the tendencies, these are the rotations. And someone as legendary and has been around as long as someone like Zonic, you can basically trust what they're saying, right? You know, he knows how the game works. So it's good that they can have that and have a coach who, he is also a cheerleader in that sense, right? He's getting fired up and stuff behind them. And that's something that I think is very important in a team aspect. When you have these guys who are very focused, you look at them, they are very focused. They're not getting super fired up like a Brazilian team, like the Immortals of the world, for example. So he does bring a lot to this team.
It seems like this team at the moment, like their big priority when it comes to Zonic when the game actually begins, and now they have the sports psychologist as well. It's been all about mentality, because remember, I mean, we don't think about it too much these days, but this team was known for choking in the past at the big tournaments. They're a team that was known for being in all the right positions, having all the upper hands, and just kind of dropping the ball at the wrong moments. So now when it gets started, I mean, they all talk about, they all just seem much calmer at events. Zonic is there. You can see if a player loses a clutches, he's the first one up to make sure, you know, nice try, you know, all good things, and just kind of making sure everything's staying level.
Right. I'm hearing that Device has to change his shirt. I don't know if that's a pre-game ritual, maybe. I know these guys maybe have some weird rituals. We'll get Sponges and Moses pre-game rituals after this.
Well, I used to have my pre-game ritual to just listen to music, but sadly internet is always disabled now on tournaments, so I cannot do that anymore.
Before a match, the only thing I know is Jenny loves to always get some cold water on his face to wake up.
We maybe listen to some music or to think about something.
Going to the team, the only ritual we have is before a game, like 2-3 minutes before, I like to talk to everyone about what game is it, how are we gonna play, and to remember what mindset we should have. So I don't want to do it too much, because I guess if you speak too much to anyone, then he will not remember what. So I try to select what I want to say, the most important thing, and to not go above 1 minute talk, I would say.
So it's kind of personal, I think. Everybody is trying to be focused as much as possible. And of course we have some little talk before the match, like, okay guys, this opponent is pretty tough, what we can expect from him, and we need to play our game, and so on, the usual stuff.
When we are losing a match, we're going to an elimination one or whatever, and I'm feeling that we are not in the good mood, we are not, I mean, if you continue like this, we're gonna lose for sure. We're trying to make a circle to get better from match to match. That's pretty much it.
Yes, I just want to clarify right now. I was joking, but yes, Device did have to go and change his shirt. He spilled a little bit of Coke on it, and he didn't want to sit there with the substance all over him while he's playing. Obviously, so he's got to change a new shirt. We're going to get into the map vetoes in a minute. I know Sponge doesn't do anything before pre-game because he's useless and he hasn't got. But Moses, you've got one, haven't you?
Yeah, we used to before our matches, because this is back in the old CPL days, like way back when. Our ritual was the air conditioning units in the tournament area were so intense. It's in Dallas, so they're freak show. Yeah. We would just do 10 push-ups before we got started to get the blood pumping to the fingers, because now everyone has hand warmers. We didn't do that back in the day.
Let's get into the vetoes.
Yeah, let's be serious right now. Those are two of the smart bans there for Astralis. Obviously, they don't play Cobblestone unless it's against FaZe, and Inferno is a pretty decent map for Fnatic, so that makes sense right there. Overpass coming out from Fnatic. I guess I don't want to, take on Kirby in those toilets. He's really powerful in that section of the map. Fnatic. Well, I could have said banana. Come on, guys.
Lowbrow humor, Chad. You said that
even. That wasn't even the intention. What do we got left? We got Keish and Nuke. That's surprising. I guess they're going to go to Nuke then.
Why wouldn't you if you were Astralis?
This is a surprise. I don't think Astralis. They're so happy about this.
That's a high five. Let's take Nuke.
What did Fnatic? Okay, Fnatic. Well, all right. They're still looking for the coin.
They wait for the coin.
Okay, that's a surprise, right? Because Fnatic aren't a team who we look to on Nuke and say they're like a world beater or anything, right? Like I'm really racking my brain right now to think of anything positive for Fnatic's
It's always been a ban of theirs, since the early days.
Well, this is you know what this is, Paul. Yesterday
this is practice. This is what they've been doing.
This is the Lion's Den. This is you're going into the Lion's Den right now. You've prepped up, you're ready and raring. You know what the line you need to kill.
You've gone into the cage.
Yeah, and you're ready to go. So that cage is Nuke, and Astralis.
They love this cage. Yeah, they love this cage. It's a very powerful cage. The one thing I guess you could chalk up to give Fnatic some kind of a positive would be in this kind of a scenario when you have a team that's full of powerful individuals that like the individual play. This is something where everyone's just going to play loose, right? Like you don't really know the map all that super well.
But they're Swedes. It's Nuke. If Flamin was here right now, he'd be going, this suits them. This is their style. They should play Nuke more.
Yep, and he would be continuing that trend of NIP veto processes that don't always go too well. He set that one up too. I'm sorry, NIP. I didn't mean to do that, but it was just too easy. The only time I can even recall even Fnatic, like these players even playing Nuke was actually like years and years ago against like the iBuyPower lineup that they played at one of the Faceit finals, and that's like outside of that, I don't see Fnatic. I don't remember any great Nuke matches. They're obviously not known for it. It was always a veto. So just hope that they're going to play loose, they're going to play fun, and they're going to just enjoy themselves and just frag.
You have to just quickly though. You have to think about this. If we don't know what Fnatic are going to do on Nuke, Astralis have no idea what Fnatic are going to do on Nuke.
True. No,
and
good point.
They have a plethora of maps to look at from what Astralis do, and I think the pivot point on this map, if you can pressure Zipnix at ramp, that could be the key to victory, Paul.
All right, let's get out of here right now, because I think they've lost their minds, personally.
In the studio.
Let's say hello to Henry, G, and Sadakis. They're in the commentary booth for the last 3 games. Hello, gents.
I'm ready now. Hello,
are you ready?
How are you?
We're always ready over here. We've got Sponge alongside us. We can't not be ready.
It's true.
It's been a bumpy ride over there, hasn't it? I've enjoyed it.
Have you been enjoying the fire?
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
Yeah, they fired some shots at Sponge earlier. Maybe you guys can come up with something that you can't come back at.
Fired some shots at Sponge.
No, he's a sensitive flower. I don't want to.
Is he?
Him. So yeah, let's just leave him alone. Let him.
You're probably right. All right, let's get going.
All right then. Right, Matthew, Fnatic versus Astralis on Nuke of all maps as well. Who would have thought?
I mean, that's the hard part of Nuke. In a best of one, no one ever wants to go toward it. We tend to see Nuke later in the stages of the tournament when we get into the best of threes.
It's very rare
and then
best of ones, right?
Exactly, because it is still a bit of a gamble pick in that it's not always consistent. It's so uncommonly played. You don't often know what other teams are going to bring to the table on it. It is an issue, and you can easily be caught off. So, I'm a bit surprised to see this game of all things as well. If Astralis go down 1-2, okay, it's Astralis. We expect them to bounce back. But for Fnatic, I think this is more important. They've got to get through this tournament. They've been building for some time. They're obviously not what they used to be, but this is a tournament where I think they need to make sure everything goes well early so they can get themselves in a good position. And obviously it resets when we hit quarterfinals, but you don't want to be late in this Swiss system. We've already seen how punishing they can be at previous events. We've had about a year of Swiss systems now for research.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you enjoying the Swiss system, do you think? I think it's in terms of like the spectator experience and knowing that you can't really prepare for your opposition that much, and you obviously don't have the map coming in. I think that's quite an interesting aspect, but obviously it does lend itself to the underdog. I think that's the main argument, right? You see a lot of these lesser teams manage to get big upsets in these tournaments, which at the same kind of token is exciting, but it definitely could do maybe with a best-of-3 format at some point, I think would be nice. But obviously we have the playoffs at that.
No,
so.
and I agree with that. I mean, if you go back to the group system, the reason that this kind of happened and everyone was going toward the Swiss was because once a team that was originally a Legends team that went back sort of into the pool, got put back in again, would end up with sort of one stacked group and maybe one easy group. It was a little bit lopsided.
Sure.
The thing is, this was a solution to that, but it takes away, like you say, from the best of threes or preparation. If you're in a group, you know the 3 teams that you're going to be playing, and you can constantly be working to better yourself against those 3 teams. So, yeah, there's a bit more, I guess, I won't say random element to it, but unexpected element and lack of preparation, perhaps.
I'm excited to see what Fnatic bring to the table here. It's not a map they really bring out that much, and Astralis very good on Nuke. They did play at the E-League Major. It's not really much we can take away from that. Obviously, it's a different Fnatic lineup generally, but that was a 16-5 scoreline in favor of Astralis. Very proficient on this one. I expect them to be the victor here, but there's going to be a reason why Fnatic decided to play this, you know? Like, they've got to be having something up their sleeve, I'm guessing, and Astralis just discussing that, okay, what the battle plan will be. Glaive just giving the final instructions. And, of course, they've got their sports analyst there as well, sports kind of psychologist. Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, psychologist. So she's been on board. What was the first event they brought her in for? Katowice?
Possibly,
I think it was just before. No, it was E-League. It was the E-League Major.
Yeah.
When they won. She was there for sure at that event. I don't know if that was the first or not, but that was the first one that I'd sort of realized because it was part of the storyline that we built into it, and the fact that it was finally the major win. Remember, they are the defending major champions, even though it's been 4 months since they have won an event. I think Kato was actually the last time they did. So, yeah, it's been slow going for them. They haven't been at as many events. Didn't make it through the Pro League finals. Didn't necessarily prevail with ECS either. Obviously elected not to go to Cologne to prepare for this, the major. And now we see if they've got it in them. Now, keep that in mind, they also played against SK yesterday and got battered.
They did, really, but quite badly as well. Inferno is such a funny map for them, I feel like. It can be really, really good for them, and sometimes they can all fall apart. I think their T-side's a little bit too loose, perhaps. I feel like they kind of rely heavily on the kind of pack formation and trying to walk into bomb sites and see what they can open up. But still, SK looking pretty dominant there. Just to look at Fnatic's games as well. They played against Virtus Pro yesterday and actually lost on cash as well. I guess you could call that an upset at this point. Virtus Pro always very good at the majors, but their current form suggests that Fnatic would have won that game. So both teams currently sat on 1-1. First game for Astralis against Immortals in overtime. They beat on Overpass, and Fnatic, it was against Flipside, where they bested them on Mirage. Pretty good game, that one, 16-12. And the final huddle is coming in. Obviously, defending major champions Astralis, trying to get the double crown, I guess we'll call it, the double header, 2 in a row. Kind of replicate SK last year. We'll see if that's a possibility. This game will be certainly indicative. Fnatic on the rise, looking better and better as the months go on. They are going to be sitting down now. Matthew, are you going to say Astralis are the favourites on Nuke?
Yeah, I think so. I again, don't know as much about what we've seen from Fnatic. It's not common we see them go to this map. I think that as well, put it this way, Fnatic came early to this event. They've had their own practice room in the hotel that was set up by their division in Poland. You got to remember, Fnatic is such a massive brand.
Sure.
They have divisions in different quarters of the world. So they had lots of opportunity to be here in Poland. Now, that said, a lot of the teams, not including Astralis, were boot camping in Cologne, so everyone's got preparation in that regard, but they came more to the point, focused and determined for this event. If Nuke's something they've been working on during that time, this is when we'll see it. And if Astralis aren't ready for it, yeah, I could see them taking it, but I think that, as odds go, I'm still on the side of Astralis.
Yeah, I think so. I think device is key on this map, although it's not reliant on AWPers. Obviously, the CT side, that outside position going towards ramp heaven as well. It gives them lots of options to be a little bit more dynamic, go towards catwalk as well. They can shut him down. Maybe they have a chance. Obviously, JW looking pretty good at the moment. I think his AWPing is back to its old style. It's quite difficult to play against. It's very aggressive, pushing through lots of smokes and flashbangs and throwing the Counter-Strike rulebook away. But yeah, Nuke doesn't really lend itself that much on the T side for those sort of AWP kind of hero battles. I think it's more like a situation. If you can get one pick, that's pretty much all the AWP is good for. You get that opening pick. When you get to the bomb site, it kind of drops off, especially down towards lower. Even the upper bomb site, it's very difficult to defend the bomb with that weapon. It's just good for opening things up and trying to see if you can get your openings for your teammates rocking and rolling. But hopefully we'll get into this game nice and soon. We'll be delivering these last 3 maps for you today. Got some big ones coming up as well. Some actual 2-0 games as well, Matthew. That'll be quite exciting, I think.
Yeah, I think very much so. I mean, we've already seen the most shocking, I think, result we'll see in this whole event in the fact that FaZe are out 0-3.
Yeah, should we talk about that for a little bit?
It's hard to, isn't it?
It's kind of gutting to think that they dropped out without playing even like a single top 10 team as well, right? So big Mouseport, okay, Mouseport might just be in the top 10, and Flipside as well. Very shocking. But at this point, right, after 4 months of great success and so many finals and great performances. It's just a shame that the really poor one comes to the major. Obviously, we saw signs of it at Cologne as well. The fact they went through to the playoffs in the final round, at the 5th round, they looked pretty abysmal in some of those games in the group stages. You could see that they were having troubles, and unfortunately, this couldn't get it together here at the major. And that's a shame, because you feel like this is the pinnacle of Counter-Strike. Like, it is the pinnacle.
Kerrigan as well mentioned, and this has kind of gone untalked about taking breaks as a team, and he mentioned it to me once as well. When the player break came, they were going to spread out as far as they could across the globe and not talk to each other, and that they were going to try and focus on relaxing, and that can be as beneficial for the team as anything on an individual standpoint. Well, perhaps maybe they put too much into the individual for this event, because the team play wasn't there. And I mean, like I said, this is shocking result for FaZe, considering how well they built up and the anticipation for them at this event. I would have picked them as a top 4 contender easily, but we're underway. Pistol to start. Astralis, Fnatic, and Glave's going to be probing outside. He's the only one without armor. He's got a flashbang, which he's just thrown, excuse me, a decoy, which he's just thrown a flashbang, and a smoke. As KRB goes above the catwalk to wrap around, and they're going to try and, I presume, take upper based on the positions in lobby. So there it is. Smoke down, they'll wrap in. KRB starts it off. dupreeh, good shot on Crims, but JW to an immediate answer behind the door, though. Nowhere for him to hide from Device.
Well, here we go then, the 3-on-3. Bomb not planted as of yet. CTs have presence towards heaven, but Zipex trying to shut them down. Good shots, can't quite find the kills just yet. Taking Olofmeister down to 6 HP. Glaive beneath them as well. That's lovely stuff from Zipex, and the bomb's actually going down towards lower as well. He's buying as much time as he possibly can. Look at Glaive's position as well, shutting it down, and now it's down to Olofmeister at this point. 6 HP Matthew. He has no kit. He's found 1 kill so far, and he doesn't really know what's going on. Is the bomb upper? Is it lower? If he goes towards ramp, he's done for. Go through the vents, he'll make noise. I think this one is kind of summarized at this stage. He's going to maybe save the armor. Probably knows he can't win. Yeah, he still doesn't know it's lower.
Yeah. So grab any utility that he can, and like you say, armor.
Yeah.
He's picked up a kid.
Now he's realized.
Yeah. Can't save from there either. 6 HP. He's got to run further away from it, so towards Secret. He'll survive. And continue running into the big garage, even though the player directly below him, Device, can hear him. Nothing he can do.
Really nice stuff from Astralis, especially Zipex as well. That was beautiful. The fact he bought so much time, sure he wasn't finding multiple frags there or like doing crazy work or headshots coming in, just buying lots and lots of time and holding Fnatic at bay towards that heaven area as well. Nothing they can really do to get out of that position. And then he finds that 1 kill, locking Olofmeister towards heaven. Bombs going down lower as well. Glaives in the ramp room, just a beautiful upper split from outside in the lobby area, and Fnatic just completely overwhelmed there. We're going to the second round. Have a look at this as a force buy. It is indeed from the CTs. CZs, a scout as well for Olofmeister, who's got some armor to work with as well, of course, saving that from the previous round. He'll be towards outside. Can definitely cause some damage with this weapon and see if he can step up. And it's inflicted towards dupreeh and co. They've made their way towards Secret. It says here to me that dupreeh's only got a Zeus. I can't be correct. Surely he's got more than that, but we'll see.
Crims. Catwalk. Position found by Device. Dropping into Olaf, but the scout has dupreeh back. Device gone as well. Bomb drop not planted. There's 4 players left for Fnatic. KRB holds off the decontamination door. Flusha has to back away. Dennis will fall to Zipex, but shutting the door, jumping across Flusha. Clever play. Confirms KRB definitely still there. After opening the door, they're going to put their attentions elsewhere. 55 seconds, they can afford to slow it down, but they can't afford to be careless and give up the thought that they might get pushed from behind, as they do, and JW pops from the vent. It's a response from Fnatic immediately, 1-1.
Lovely stuff there. Plenty of frags coming in from Fnatic. A very fast approach from Astralis on the anti-force buy round as well. Normally you want to slow things right down, aim for that first pick, drop all the smokes, and go towards ramp from a very tight choke point there. And Fnatic are finding the kills left, right, and center. We'll head into round number 3 here. Look at the buy in return from Astralis. It's going to be Tech-9s, Deagles, a couple of nades, 1 smoke to work with here. Actually make it 2. Glaive picked up 1 as well, as they'll head towards outside once again. Potentially boost up here. So there's 1 Deags, of course. Device takes a nade to the face. Same story for Glaive as well. No real presence from the CTs just yet. Flush is going to be exploring towards that area. Very capable scout user, but apparently Glaive's even more proficient with the Desert Eagle. He finds the first headshot. 5 on 4, just like that.
Just like that. Olaf. Rotate back outside with the UMP. Response dupreeh already going above on catwalk. Hides his back to that angle as he knows they're also going to be pushing in through the big garage. Good awareness, but it's more about finding the timing because you can't get the shots And by baiting back and forth in a seesaw fashion, they get further and further around onto his position. Nowhere for him to hide in the end as dupreeh gets closer again. On the catwalk with a 2-man advantage now to the pistols, so Astralis a chance to respond. Deagle's got a hit, can't get Dennis, no one to trade immediately, but Glaive let's get there eventually. Can't find JW. Crims with an AK. Bomb's going to be scooped up by Kiabi. Point to make it this time for Astralis is to get the bomb down. If they've got 2 kills already, make it 3, excuse me, they've got to take advantage of that, at least get money.
We'll see where they decide to head towards it. Looks like ramp will be the call. In terms of CT presence, no one there actually, so they could go towards lower. Crims knows that's a possibility. He's hovering by the vent right now. 25 seconds remaining, that's exactly where he'll go. Down towards that position. I think Device has his number though. Hearing the footsteps, will call up his teammates. He'll get shot out. With the Device to probably find this frag on Crims. Bomb will make its way to the bomb zone now.
Toward the ramp, Crims trying to bait out the shot, can't do it. Bomb gets planted. Device that's going to get ever closer to Crims. He's not going to have the awareness, but turns back just in time. JW already gets Kiabi. It's on Xyp9x. Tech9, the king of the clutch, as it were, in Katowice. He's already got 1 kill. Doesn't know that JW's gotten off it, however. As he goes for the reload, the angle favors Fnatic.
Yeah, JW has to come off the bomb at that point. Sure, he's in the smoke. It looks like he's going to get the full defusing, but the key storyline there, he doesn't have a kit to work with. So, sure, Xyp9x, decent job. Managed to get the kill on the fence, but only had 2 bullets left in the Tech9. Had to try and get the headshot there. JW's aware, takes him down. Pretty simple frag, and he manages to pick up the round for Fnatic. Looking pretty strong here. A little bit dicey there with the Deagles at the start. Managing to get a lovely shot with Glaive. Taking down Flusher with the scout, but overall, Fnatic winning at the 2 versus 1 situation. The Clutch King unable to deliver. There's that initial shot. Really nice stuff there from Glaive. Deagle very strong on maps like Nuke and Mirage, and you have these long-range encounters that you can find at the start. You get that 1D again, it'll be very powerful indeed. We'll get into number 3 here, of course. And we'll have a look at the situation. AK-47's available. CZ as well for Xyp9x. He's got no armor as well, so he's more on this than the other guys.
The gap in the smoke from the window at Hut tries to fire in towards Squeaky, but won't be able to get anything on the other side. Again, Astralis putting a lot of pressure towards the big garage. Back and forth investment early. Definitely favors Astralis because on Nuke, you can afford to be aggressive. If you pick up rounds, that's all that matters. We know that. You only need a few sometimes to work with. If they break, okay, fair play. But if they beat Fnatic in that sense, if they can wear them down and take advantage of the economy, then they actually could control a number of rounds and get a big half of the T side.
Fnatic dropping the first couple of frags there. Good discipline from Astralis, waiting for the reactions to come in. You can see the player pushing towards lobby. dupreeh punishes him. Just 1 by 1, dissecting this map. As KRB chiming in once again. Takes down Flusher. It's going to be a 5 versus 1 situation now for JW. I don't think they'll hold on here. Takes the bomb down. There's something to work with there, but dupreeh steps back and manages to find a final frag. It's going to be 2-2 now. Very good job as we do indeed get into number 5. We'll have a look at the situation for Fnatic. Doesn't know that the money's in a great situation. They will be on a full EK this time. Could force into this if they wanted to. It's not really worth it on Nuke. Oh, going for it. I see. They could have actually had a reasonable buy next round. They had about 2k per player. Would have got 1900 next round. Could have had 4k. But opting to go for the all-in purchase this round. So we're going to have Deagle, CZ, and a UMP. We'll see where this works out for them.
Smoke goes close. Push around it. Crims inside it. The main entrance has a Deagle that he fires hopelessly at Squeaky Door, and as they try and get in a better position, Flusher gets caught by Glaive. Desperately trying still to maintain control of the map as Fnatic. So Olaf will rotate down from Secret and get closer onto the stairwell. But as Glaive gets on top of the railing, who's going to spot the other first? Because backed off as they are, the feet will show before the face. So the headshot for Glaive only works if Olaf pushes up a little bit further than he is. He might do. No further information for Fnatic, so no need to get aggressive. This is the most longest, drawn-out game of patience, and there it is. That's exactly what was always going to happen. Olaf had to go for information.
Going very quickly on their anti-force buys before, Astralis got punished for it. Now learning their lesson and realizing that getting that first pick, holding up, using the time, and finding the frags one by one. That's a little bit unlucky to do free jumping around the corner there. Dennis could find a second here as well. Was out of P2000, can't quite get it, but JW certainly does. He's alone in the lobby now, 25 seconds remaining. Don't think he'll be able to win this situation, but it could cause a little bit more damage here. Somehow gets out of the hut, but Glaive spots him. JW takes one more down. It's going to be a lower plant here as JW finds Device. 2 versus 1 situation. No kid, of course, but has got the flashbang and the AK-47.
GW back through the vents. Orange box is so tough to dissect. Good bait out. As he looks in toward the control room door and snaps back immediately. Catches KRB off. Glaive inside of the door. Running back. Oh, he went for the reload the wrong time. 64 HP. GW may only have 29, but it wouldn't take much for the CZ, and exactly that, but I don't think he's got the time. No kit. The round should go to Astralis. 4 kills JW. Don't think it's enough. Yeah, he's already off it, so goes their way.
You could see Glaive had his head in his hands at that point, thought it was over. But a nice surprise. It does not work out for Fnatic there. So great work from JW to manage to dent the economy so vastly of Astralis there, but unfortunately couldn't deliver a round victory. That was the force buy from the Swedish side, and they do manage to save the AK-47, but can't really do much with this round. Maybe a few PT-50s and a cheeky deagle here and there, but that's about as good as it's going to get. A tactical timeout for Astralis just to compose himself. Might have got a little bit agitated with that one, but it's going to be 3-2 in their favour in the first half. Here's the replay. JW wants work to find that initial frag. Definitely made things uncomfortable. Here's a look at the disparity between Zipex and Olof Meister. 5 kills. Zipex, Olof, up and down these days it seems. Not consistently the monster he once was. 2 frags at the moment. See whether he can get his teeth sunk into this game.
I would love to see the vintage Olaf.
Yeah, you missed that.
Yeah, I think so a little bit. Wouldn't mind having a reappearance. Device opens door, AWP, so aggressive with the op on the T side. KRB from Silo covers off Crims, pushing up by the red box. Dupree ever closer toward the ramp. That's calculated.
Yeah, they're doing a good job against these eco rounds. Going towards ramp is fine as long as you've got numbers there. Like if you're going in one by one, you can find yourself in towards the stack. Device should be able to deal with this after legging the player pushing into his position. So it looks like they'll be going towards lower. KRB to find that frag. Nice shot on Olof Meister. Rips his head off. JW is towards the econ room though. Dupree seems to be aware that that could be a possibility. Watching it like a hawk. Flush up towards upper. So no chance that Fnatic can really do much of this round, but if they can find some exit frags and maybe save the AK-47 again, that would be great.
JW. He got off the bomb early enough in the last round. And smartly so that he was able to pick up an AK-47 and run with it. So they at least carried the gun over into the round, but they'll have to save it once more. Flusha might be found by KRB outside as well. Yeah, straightforward.
Yeah, not a huge deal him going down, only had that CZ to work with. JW with the valuable target here, manages to survive as well. Looking to see if there's any utility available to pick up, any frags there. Nothing at all. Ooh, almost found a player there. They're gonna have, he's had 11 kills and 2 deaths, just to point out as well. So JW's having a bit of a game. As we get into round number 7 here, AK-47 will be kept in his hands. It seems like Flusha will be on the AWP duties here on the CT side of Nuke. 2 kills for him at the moment. Looking at the buy overall, looks pretty decent. Only got 1 kit available, not a massive deal as long as they have one. In terms of incendiaries, only 1 of those. So they're still a little bit weak here, trying to recover after that force buy 2 rounds ago. 4-2 in favour of Astralis. Focusing primarily on the round from themselves, but now they've got the AWP. Fast smokes coming out. Device looking to fight here.
Device will get closer as Flusha goes for a very passive angle. This gives up Secret. No rotation as of yet to get aggressive on Secret directly. As we saw Olaf do when they had pistols instead. Cover the choke points with rotations down ramp.
Really nice map presence from Astralis right now. Got full control of outside. Push the CTs right back. You can see Flush and CT spawn. That's not the end of the world. You can call for rotations down towards lower, but you cannot see main entrance right now. We'll see whether this is going to work out for him generally. And stop any players getting towards heaven, of course, but nothing gathered so far from him.
And there you go. AWP, by the way. It's one of the 2 guns on the entry, so Device will use that. Flusha, patience. Oh, did he just see him? He did! Hits him through the edge of the wall, though. Kiarbi gets away with 23. He drops off immediately, and I think he's going to wrap all the way back around and take over ramp. Perhaps play the lurk, because Bomb's still down toward T-spawn, or excuse me, toward lobby, to be more specific as well. So even though they've gone towards secret, if they want to split the lower site, they have to go to ramp eventually. Kiarbi can afford to go in late play for trades. Xyp9x walks in and looks immediately to Turnpike. The smoke down. They don't expect Dennis in the middle, and he follows up as well.
And I think Dennis expected to be out in the open. He's in transition there, finds 2 beautiful headshots, and pretty much wins around single-handedly there. Lovely work from Dennis. As we go into the 4-on-1 situation, it's Glaive, AWP, 5 seconds, can't really do much with this at all, apart from save the sniper rifle. Astralis completely shut down there after getting leg shot, funnel back towards the ramp. It seemed like that's a point of contact where they've had lots of success towards the ramp, but Dennis, as we said, moving over to the corner position, trying to get tucked in. Has to battle when he wasn't comfortable, but manages to land the perfect shots there. Meister on screen, we'll see if his total is starting to rack up as of yet. Seems to be finding some numbers at this point. Device back on the AWP, throwing that spike. Glaive. This will be the final buy from Astralis. Money starting to dwindle now. 4-3. Fnatic still managing to keep this competitive. And in 1 round the difference at the moment. Flush is still on the AWP. 2 frags for him.
The door blown out. Gives the AWP a better bit of vision toward the site. Flusha, meanwhile. It's a shot on Glaive, this time being more aggressive and assertive on the outside position. Vice gets naded and they jump across. The residue covers it. So Crims is safely inside of the upper position. dupreeh sees the smoke thrown from close, but can't do anything of it. There's no gap. So after talking about Astralis with good map control, and getting 4 rounds already on the T side, it's Fnatic that are going to get 2 potentially in a row. They've got quite the advantage and good positioning to work with it, but Device opens up the ramp at least a little bit. The Molotov down toward the Turnpike position will not allow a rotation, meaning he can get safely into the lower side, or at least start to peek toward it. Xyp9x as well on secret means he can pinch off anyone at vents, but they've lost outside. So smartly, he puts his attention back in that direction because Olof is trying to flank. What a shot from Olof as well. So hard to hit the headshot on the stairs. And he makes it work. Device will still try and find openings. dupreeh through the door, hole intended entirely by design, will be taken away by a nade. Smoke goes on the bomb instead. And he'll wait for anyone to walk in and try and get the defuse, which they will do. They double smoke it up. His aim's already on. He's got the first one. He's trying to knife him, but he's got to go for the knife. Flush has held it. It's done. dupreeh does not know all 3 are that close. You can see him throw his head back, thinking the first person he killed may have actually been the diffuser.
Really creative stuff there from dupreeh. That's pretty much all he could do. Drop that smoke and make things chaotic. He gets 1 kill. He assumes that's the diffuser, pulls the knife out, waiting for the next player to touch the bomb. That's when he starts swinging, tries to get the stabs in, but just a little bit unlucky there. Really nice idea. Pretty much the only option he had and doesn't deliver. But what a recovery from Astralis generally there to even get the bomb down and make that round a possibility. Here's the replay about the X-ray, of course, and we'll see as the bomb taps, bides his time, gets 1 kill, and he just thinks that's the player off the bomb. It's really unlucky. Cool stuff, but didn't quite deliver. 4-4, Fnatic tie things up. Getting to round number 9 now. Bomb down. Lost bonus accumulating means we get another buy for Astralis. 4 AKs, but Xyp9x down to the UMP. No AWP, of course. Flush up, still AWPing towards outside. McGlaive waiting for the flames to subside there. Crims out. The welcome committee waiting down below. This will be a key frag. Crims by this.
Oof. 1 HP.
How does he not get that?
1 HP. Olof goes down. dupreeh. Good find to get a ramp. Dennis gets a perfect headshot, but can't snap his aim fast enough to find Xyp9x. Flusha does get a shot on the device from Turnpike. JW with a quick rotation finds 2 more, so bomb goes down. Glaive at 1 HP on 1 player is all they have to work with.
Glaive on 1 HP. And they know exactly where he was previously. 50 seconds to work with. You can see Glaive discussing things right now, trying to work out maybe the option for the next round. Probably knows this one's out of his grasp, but if he can cause significant financial damage towards Fnatic, that'd at least be something. Very unlikely the bomb gets planted there. Coming from the ramp room, they know this will be a possibility. Got JW's dark spot beneath.
Yeah, that's the issue, is JW, even though he's low, his back's tugged into a cubby. He could walk. He's got the bomb. He's going to make noise. JW's going to hear that. I was going to say, he could walk in behind JW and look downward and maybe find him, but there it is. Flusha, who is already rotating and lurking upward to find him. Does indeed.
Yeah, nice work. So Crim's playing towards Secret this time. It has been a bit of an issue for them. It's one of those tactics where you throw all the smokes outside, right? And the idea is CTs have no idea how many players got towards the Secret position itself. So you can send 3 or 4 if you'd like to, or send 1 like Glaive just to kind of cause some nuisance, force some rotation. If he finds 1 frag there, takes that information away from the CTs, that's great. Fortunately though, taking out the 1 HP, he has to fall back, and CTs didn't really look uncomfortable at any point there. 5-4 now. Fnatic do take the lead, showing us they can indeed play for Nuke generally. Did a very good job, I have to say, on the CT side, but still early days here. Maybe Deagles across the board. 1 Tech-9 there as well for Astralis. Managed to get a couple of kills with this weapon, especially Glaive. We'll see whether he can replicate that form in round number 10.
Gets a little bit closer to the outside position. flusha again, backed off. Crouch under the wall, he won't be spotted. If he gets 1 against flusha, Olaf is still close enough, he'll rotate back. Oh, this is quite nifty, actually. I'm not sure. He's got a better chance. This is really good from Glaive. He's got a better chance of finding Olaf now for free because he thinks that outside's covered. There it is. Perfect headshot. Down he goes. flusha got completely beat by patient and clever tactics of Glaive. It's Dennis below on the ramp that's in the corner. He'll find Glaive in return, and they get too close together to go for an immediate trade. So take back the gun.
Ooh.
Dennis with a fast shot to find Xyp9x as well.
That was nice. Real precise shot there with the AK-47. The bomb does get planted, but I don't think KRB and Device can pull this one off. Device, certainly one of the world's best, but Desert Eagle in hand. Tries to reposition and see if he can get anything done here. As his teammate KRB gets towards the fence, that should suggest the round is over. Device now, the last player remaining.
Remember, it was only a year ago as well that we saw Glaive stand in after the removal of Cajun B, brought KRB in after a minor and qualifying stage. They're on the defuse and easily take down Device. So KRB wasn't allowed to play, and then Sonic had to jump in because Dupree also got sick. But that was the first time we saw him on this team. That wasn't permanent, and then all of a sudden he's in this roster. They win the next major. So it's been a year that Glaive has brought this roster into what it is now.
Well, round number 11. 6-4 in favor of Fnatic. Performing pretty well here, I have to say, on the CT side. AK is across the board now for Astralis. No orb coming out. Like I said in the pre-game, not necessarily required. If it doesn't work out for you, not finding the picks, it can be almost useless when you're actually trying to get to the final commitment towards the bomb site there. Still full buy here. Astralis, the loss bonus accumulating now at the 4th stage. AKs, smokes, molotovs, everything they need for a full execution here. Dupree heading towards the ramp very quickly indeed, trying to challenge.
Dupree. Xyp9x both playing passive and waiting toward the lobby as Dupree's going to probe behind the smoke in ramp and radio rooms. Formerly radio room. Doesn't really have one in there anymore.
The trophy room.
Trophy room.
Yeah. I can't have it not called a ramp. Or radio room, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of just ingrained at this point. Trophy room. You could put all... SK would be able to fill up a room that size.
I'm sure they would.
Astralis are still working on it. Accumulating. They've wrapped around to the main entrance at the same time. Crim's behind the door is going to have problems. He knows they're coming in, and he gets himself aligned for another kill before traded out by Dupree. So 2 for 1. And that map does equal 1 greater for Fnatic, which is the situation we currently sit with. Dupree waits at lobby. Bomb has gone lower for the plant.
3-on-2 situation, but Olaf Meister finds Dupree, who is hidden in towards that hot position, trying to stop rotations towards the vent itself. But Device now, presumably they don't know it's towards lower. They seem to be focusing on upper at the moment, so he's going to be in towards that vent position. Only one man to watch as well. Could actually spray them all down. It might happen. Doesn't deliver. They were all lined up for him, Matt. That could have been an absolute disaster for Fnatic there. They had no option but to go for it. Device almost gifted the 3 versus 1 situation in one clip.
I was watching from bird's eye as all 3 of them lined up to go in the vents, and they were almost touching each other when they walked in. I thought, this is it. That would have been massive for Device, but it goes Fnatic's way. And you're right, they didn't know the plant went lower. Dupree actually got separated. Device made a snap decision just to get the bomb down. Money's there for Astralis, even with the loss. Because it's a loss round bonus, then maximum effect, plus the plant.
Exactly. So they can still buy, and KRB with the orb. He must have a decent spawn here. We'll follow him. Oh, okay, drops it over. Going to say, a little bit strange he's left spawn with that weapon. Hands it over to the Device, of course. Looks like he's heading towards Silo for now. And Dupree once again holding up in towards that ramp position, see if any cities push in. Device hunting for the first frag. Hasn't been too successful with the AWP as of yet. 6 kills, but majority of those coming from pistol frags and the AK-47. Flusha, very defensive once again. Doesn't want to challenge, it seems. Just watching for any players crossing over, get information for his teammates, stop them getting towards heaven, which is absolutely fine. It's a high risk, high reward sort of situation, challenging towards outside. So many angles to the T's, lots of smokes they can use to defuse you.
Device gets closer, shoulder bait with, or rather, excuse me, shoulder peek with a knife. And I also, just to go back, Device continues to look. Oh, he's not going to find anything yet. Nice shot. I'll fall away from it.
Yeah. Does the damage, sends Flusha packing into Dupree, and alley-oop if you like as well. That was actually quite lovely. Dupree in the perfect position to take him down as he rotates. Now he's up against Dennis as well. Pulls his Molotov out. Interesting. He'll just go for the spread of a jewel, and he assumed that would push Dennis back, but he's there, ready and waiting. Wants to fight. He probably has to, considering the man-on-man situation. That's going to be a 4-on-4. There's Apex to try and recover, but we do have presence towards outside. Device has made it beneath the ladder. Can't hit the shot just yet.
The ladder though, quick check as well, doesn't want to commit to all the way up into it. With someone looking him down, he should have done. He had the chance to get on this platform, but it baits in Glaive no less as Olaf goes down after some nifty movement. An attempted no-scope. Good trade back, Zippix. Crims down below. JW's trying to get out of the position where he's aligned, but Dennis, you're right, has the bomb. 3 seconds, round done. He's gone. He's away. Astralis did everything so well to get trades, and they lose the one player they needed to get the bomb down.
That's huge from Dennis. And he gets 2 kills in the round, but what a final kill that was. Comes out the squeaky door, surprises them, and manages to take that bomb down. And as you said, it was so beautiful from Astralis there. The setups, the teamwork. As soon as Device called the leg shot Flusha, he runs back towards the ramp, and Dupree's just waiting there to take him down. They managed to get the refrags, got upper control as well. The split was perfect, and just as they get the 2-on-1 situation, it seemed like a 3-on-1 situation, I beg your pardon. Dennis comes out the door and shuts down their dreams as well. That 1 kill with 5 seconds remaining was enough to win the round. Very good stuff. 8-4 now, they win the half. Going to round number 13. Lost is still there for Astralis, with 2 players surviving. They can buy up around this. The AWP is saved as well. That's for Device. Hardly lighting up the scoreboard. The top fragger for Astralis right now is Dupree on 9 for 9. On the side of the scoreboard is JW, 15 kills and 5 deaths for him, doing a very good job with the rifle and the upper bomb side. Now we're taking no AWP into this round, but that's fine. It seems a little bit strange if Flushes on the main AWP for Nuke, but a lot of teams mix things up depending on where they feel more comfortable. Nuke is a strange map in Counter-Strike for the AWPing role. So here we go, then number 13. Similar tactics with Glaive alone outside. And Device trying to find that first pick again, but that's what's been so good from Fnatic generally. They've denied him having any sort of impact now. He has the AWP out, he can't find the picks really. He hasn't really been able to do that much of it. He got a leg shot previous round, but it wasn't enough to find the frag. And I think this is Fnatic's game plan, this hold defensively, have Crims work in that secret area, stopping Glaive coming down, just give Device nothing to work with.
Crims will be down below to watch if anyone wraps around because they don't have any pressure on it outer. Olaf above it, haven't. Flusha, big garage will wait for the wrap. They could flash Crims into a position to peek for information. Kirby is staring him down, though, if he were to walk to the top of the stairs. Smoke's going to go deep. And the decoy, so trying to bait him out. It's Flusha they have to find first. Glaive does. Good push through. Olaf still waits at heaven, but won't go and expose. He'll sit back to see if they're going to push all the way around Big Garage and work toward heaven. Instead, though, they go main entrance. And JW on top of the hut gets found by Device. Olaf down by Dupree as well, as Dennis still works back from the lobby. And Crims below might just call it a day. Dennis gets closer. Yeah, he's going to have to call it a day now. 1 versus 5.
Yeah, Crims has to save this weapon for sure. Money, sure, they've won 6 rounds in a row, but they've been losing players throughout. Every single round seems to be coming down to the tight situations. 1 player surviving the previous round for Dennis, and so Astralis. Another clean round here. 5 players surviving. Crims might get dropped.
The issue I was going to say is he wants to take economic damage any way he can because it will be a full reset. So any kill counts, but you're right, they didn't have the affordability to go for it.
Yeah, wow. We're going to round number 14 here. Looks like they had Dennis, who obviously had residual cash from his previous victories. He'll be able to drop 1 M4, and they'll force around it. Flush it down to the CZ. UMP's coming out as well. The Mag 7 for JW. A bit of a shotgun specialist, if you will. See if he can step up. Shotgun's actually very good on you, especially in that upper bomb set. That's where he's been finding a lot of success as well. Wait on the hub. Maybe towards ramp as well. He can get boosted up. We'll see where he decides to go. We'll be up. and I'm sure he'll be delivering quite an exciting performance here. Another standard round from Astralis from what I can see. Be working ramp, devising Glaive towards outside, trying to find that first pick once again. Probably have even less to work with this time considering there's such low weaponry from the Fnatic side. Can see Olaf Meister on the catwalk though. Good flashbang, I like that a lot. The teamwork, fantastic there from Fnatic.
Very good indeed as Olaf tries to get back to heaven. He might get caught, but that means flush it. Takes a hefty amount of damage. Olaf has a chance to try and get the shot on the player that was chasing him down. Couldn't do so with the pistol out instead. See that 75 to work with. KRB, the smoke deployed by Flusha, can actually get a lot further around the crate and knows that he's likely in the little sliver, the nook and cranny behind the crate itself. So does find him and take him down as Zipex is going to walk in. He's already rotated in from ramp. He's going to spot Olaf. Didn't need to panic. Olaf was actually looking the other way. I know it's hard to get off the ladder, but he had the chance. They have done it now. In the form of KRB, who sits outside. And Olaf can't afford to take fights. Glaives go back to get the bomb toward lobby. Gives them a three-sided approach to the map with KRB still up above and Zipex clearing out the ramp. The reason he's doing so is because he doesn't want Glaive to get caught with bomb alone, especially with 32 seconds that far away through tiny choke points. Speaking of those choke points, Crims will be watching him with the UMP. Tries to spray and pray as the gun often does. Can't get it. Glaive will rush the ramp. They know they're fortifying upper. And all three converge to the lower position with 17 seconds. A rotation has come through. They'll send two more, one to Secret. It's going to be Olaf to go Secret, so he'll be a while, but JW's the one that's down there with the shotgun. 6 seconds, they have to stick the plant. They're in the smoke. Shotgun's going to go hunting, round done again. Time will cost Astralis twice.
I told you he's a bit of a shotgun specialist. That was beautiful stuff from JW there. Alone, by himself, Astralis don't have time to actually check the decomposition. They smoked the bomb site. 2 shots coming from JW, finds both headshots as well, denies the plant twice. Exciting stuff there to be 9-5 and Astralis. Once again, they have been fully reset. They have got a bit of cash to work with here. AK's coming out, but a little utility, a little as well for Device. Oh, JW. That's just crazy. How he makes that weapon work every single time, right?
Yes, to find the second player planting as well, it's the perfect gun.
All the spread you've got. Yeah, that's actually a very good point. Round number 15, Fnatic. You know, quite the battle, I have to say. I wasn't expecting this. Going to the final round of the first half. As we said, Astralis can get rifles out, but it's suddenly a limited by at best. No more smokes remaining. They're going to have to commit the players towards Secret this time. Instead of taking Glaive by himself, they've got Flush up. A little more active with the AWP this time, trying to find the first frag, but obviously smoked off. Won't be finding too much just yet.
Dennis. Watch Dennis. He's down below. If he actually came around the corner sooner, he would have had the position. He tries to go to the corner all the way. Device beats it.
Nice stuff. Exactly what they needed. Ready to get a little to the AK-47 as well. 5 out of 4. They have a minute to work with her as well. Smoke's subsided there and Zipex towards the ramp. That's a reaction from Olaf Meister. Punished for him. You're always going to have one player holding the lobby to stop the flanks coming through and to deny the CT's information.
So Dupree, top of the main entrance, will drop down. He's still working with Device as they converge onto Flusha. Crims immediately gets the response, doubles it up with the UMP as Dupree tries to fall down and favor his teammate. Maybe a trade while distracted as they flash into heaven. 3 players left for Astralis against the 2 of Fnatic. JW and Crims will both play both at main entrance and in Secret. And as one covers off, Glaive takes down Crims. Plant should easily come through. JW has to go for it, round 15 to start it.
Got a chance here. Decent shot to kick things off as well. Low HP, Zipex in front of him as the bomb goes down. Now it's a 1v1. Up to KRB to deny him. JW looking fierce in the final round.
Changes his angle immediately. KRB still anticipates it. There's no smoke to cover off the entrance from Hut. So back through the window. He's changed again. And he's caught out. KRB, who expected the doorway and found the window. Molotov on the bomb won't matter. Diffuse for Fnatic. 10 rounds on the CT side.
JW's looking pumped up. One of the best performances I've seen on a rifle this time as well, Matt. He was not main AWPing on this one. He's on the upper bomb side, denying clutches, making sure he wins every situation. Finishes on 20 kills and 6 deaths. What a showing that was, and a massive round to finish things off as well. Just before we go into half-time, he wins a 3 versus 1 situation. It cripples the morale of Astralis. 10-5, double digits. Looking very good now. They win this pistol on the T side. They'll be a 13-5 potentially. And could be causing a bit of an upset here. Strange to say that with Fnatic, obviously the dynasty this team has, but this should have been, considering the map and Astralis playing, you'd think they are the sure bet here.
Well found from JW, 2 in a row. We go 10-5 to start off the second half with Fnatic on T side. If they pick up pistol, it'll be a very hard order.
device. You have to say, the amount he was denied to actually find AWP picks there, you can sort of see the score would come up. He finishes the first half with 8 kills. Like, he had the AWP multiple times as well, couldn't find those frags.
I mean, JW 20 and 6.
Yeah.
The bottom half of Fnatic is well below all of Astralis. So impact is incredible. Watch JW now as he goes down the vents, chasing out the CTs. Dupree had just fallen beforehand through the same position, but was able to turn around to get the headshot. That'll force Fnatic onto ramp. They're actually going to bypass one player, Dennis, to watch for rotations. So Crimson Flusha to start the charge on the site itself, the assault on the site.
Yeah, going for that ramp split they had. JW get towards the vents and slow towards Squeaky Door, but doesn't look like a work out for them. Need to start finding frags now. 5 on 3. Dennis opening things up. The Pistol Master finds 2 kills on the lower bomb site. Levels the playing field to a 3 on 3.
Levels indeed. Not only that, they take over the site with authority. And Dennis tries to wrap around to catch them off toward the back of the vents as well. Baiting out shots. Remember, you can get into a battle by which baits are effective. The Glock wins due to the amount of ammo it has, but the accuracy of the USP for Kiarbi seems to be better. They're on the defuse. He's got to go Dennis all the way through.
He got it.
He's got it, and he got him off of it, but there's still ample time for the 10-second defuse as he gets 4. But the 5th will prevail for Astralis.
The fact he gets 4 kills and the bomb going down, I would say they could throw out the idea of force buying in the second round here. That could be a possibility. Astralis know it as well. He can get the AK out, he can get armor, plenty of money to work with there. We'll see if that becomes a thing. It doesn't look like it will. With the lead they've got as well, I guess you need to take those big risks right now. He'll get a deagle and armor. We know how strong he is with the pistols, but the 5 on 3 situation almost eludes Astralis there. Comes down to the 1v1. 4 kills, Dennis on that Glock. That was beautiful. Well played. Second shot, what on earth is that? So no force by AKs in the third. You can see Astralis preparing for that as well. 2 rifles, UMPs as well, still viable, and Nuke, of course, lots of close range encounters available. Dennis takes a nade to the face. It's a bit of a shame as Device takes him down as well.
And rotate back around Blue Crate. Play off of Glaive. He's got the rifle at far. Glaive, therefore, in the high ground, a little bit closer, can use the UMP, does find Flusha. Don't quite get the kill, but Flusha actually almost craters when he drops down. Stays on 2 HP. Swap over to the Deagle. Crims. Patience for Astralis. So the P250 that evolved into a Deagle. It's picked up and evolved from a Glock.
JW with the bomb. He's in lobby for now, hoping his teammates can potentially cause some sort of damage. We know they're getting AKs in the third, so any kills they find, they know they can't win the round at this stage. Any sort of damage they can cause is beneficial going forward. Flushing now. Slowly but surely makes his way outside, taken down by Dupree eventually. JW gets his bomb down somehow. I'll be very impressed as he goes towards ramp. The timing's good though. He could actually somehow sneak down. Oh, spotted. Won't be happening now, but if he timed that a little bit better, maybe he gets there.
That's clever enough, JW. Just wants the money for the knife, gets against the wall, so he falls in front of him, but unfortunately it doesn't work out. It would have been commendable.
Yeah, good attempts, I have to say. 10-7 though. Astralis looking for that 3-0, but here come the AK-47s. They've got 5 smokes to work with as well. Options are plenty. You know the UMPs are out. He took a Famis down last round as well. There's nice shots from Glaive, and that knife attempt shut down by Zipex. So you can go for a very fast approach here, rush up and try and battle the SMGs. Certainly a viable option. We'll go for the smoke outside and use the range to your advantage. We'll see what they go for here. Looks like the smoke's being lined up from T-spawn. I love this tactic. We're seeing it more and more, especially in this major as well. Fast smokes towards outside. So there'll be wolf backing as well. 3 players towards that area, trying to boost above the smokes to try and find the first kill here.
Good find, Kiarbi.
Oh, Kiarbi's actually on top of
Yeah, I was going to say all the way through lobby. Got the kill in lobby and immediately went up the ladder. That's going to cause so many complications. Fnatic have to deal with that first. Crims is going to go back around with a bomb. JW's still below thinking, not really sure what to do here, guys. So Crims has to bail him out. Dennis, meanwhile, all the way to secret with Olaf. The only way that they can actually deal with Kiarbi at this point, in my opinion, is just get Crims with bomb all the way down to secret as well. Just get around him, but he's going hunting, and he could be found. And if he's found as well with bomb, makes things even worse.
Look at his position, though. How are they going to find him there? They know he's lurking around somewhere. He hasn't come back down the ladder. Investigating towards the lobby. Kiarbi running circles around Fnatic right now. They have no idea where he went. Now, coming out of position, trying to find the next kill.
Anticipate he goes to silo. It's made noise. He's actually going to wrap all the way back around Outer where the bomb just was, so he won't be able to spot it. He can continue to confirm there's no calls through Outer, so Secret could be occupied. And that's about it, other than lobby itself, from which he disappeared. And they are split indeed in those two positions. In toward the hut, dupreeh behind the door, takes down the bomb, swings out once more. But Olaf manages to find the kill. Instead, they'll pick up bomb with 11 seconds, but drop it yet again, and Dennis goes to the open. Has to find the double. Device won't allow it.
I have to see that kill from Kelby. How he gets the T roof undetected, I have no idea. I think he had a deep smoke from to fly up the ladder, but I just want to see how he got that first kill. Very good stuff there. Threw a spanner in the works for sure. You could see Fnatic had no idea how to handle it. dupreeh with a very good job with the UMP. Sitting behind the door, close range weapon of course, finds 2 frags, damages the third, and Kelby with a cleanup from the flank outside. Manages to finish things off. It's going to be the 3-0 they're looking for. No bomb down for Fnatic means they can't buy. And round number 19, P250's around. Dennis with head armor, interesting enough. A little money in his teammates, but goes down to 1,500. And he'll be heading outside here. Fast boost.
Dennis drops down. dupreeh ready for it. Squeak's not yet open now that it is. Carry that covers off dupreeh by holding it instead. Shot flushes straight down, and shot dink, and then follow it up, but they'll deal with him immediately after. 3 players stay alive for Astralis, and they're within 1.
Yeah, that previous round was huge for Astralis. They should be tying things up now. Still Fnatic with a decent buy. Gap closed to just 1 round after the second half began at 10-5. Astralis known for their dominant CT sides where Device really can come to life. Looking pretty quiet on the T side, as we mentioned, the AWP. Not as prevalent, can't find as many openings, especially the style Fnatic were presenting at the start. Not giving you anything to work with, and now CT side, he dictates the pace. He works out where he wants to go. He can go ramp, he can go towards outside. Catwalk, heaven, you name it, he can change his position up. They can't counter him everywhere they go. This round though, he will indeed be on the catwalk for that first pick, and that's where Fnatic are heading.
All the smoke's down, Molotov. Oh, it means he has to jump, and Device finds it. That's quite good.
That's really good. Amazing shot from Device.
Better shot, Dennis. Perhaps, maybe not better overall, but in the context of things. As Dennis gets inside of the site, it opens up for a plant, and then he's able to hold the angle toward Heaven to take down Device as well. 14 HP for Glaive. He backs off the outside position. Xyp9x unfortunately has a door closed again in front of him. It'll be a matter of timing when he opens it. When he does, oh, Flusher was there. Wasn't expecting him to be in the open, so he didn't get ready to shoot. He'll push him out. Flusher gets flushed, but won't quite go down the hole immediately. Get a plunger because he's taken out Xyp9x. Burns alive at the end. Leaves Dennis a chance. 6 HP versus 14. Ooh. Any bullet wins it. See each other through the gap, but Glaive finds the kill. Oh, I'm not sure. I think he does. Just barely has time on the cut. In fact, I don't even say just barely. He's got quite a bit left over in reserve. They'll go 10-10.
Oh, could have been anyone's round there. Pretty exciting stuff. It was a nice play from Device. Like we said, many options at the start of the round. Went for that catwalk play. It's aggressive, but you can look it up the smoke just about. You can see a player jumping across in the red crate. Device spotted him and got him through the smoke. They're going towards upper as well. This is the initial shot, so you can see he just spotted it. It's better to watch about the X-ray. That's so beautiful. That precision. just having the awareness.
It.
Yeah, really, really cool stuff. They're going towards upper. Fnatic get the bomb down, so 1v1 as well. Glaive, 6 HP, same on his opposition as well. Manages to find the bullet and defuse the bomb as well. We tie things up 10-10, 5 in a row for Astralis. Money available for Fnatic, 3,400 plus the bomb plant. Smokes outside from T-spawn once again. Trying to find that first pick. Dennis pushes through the smoke, but Glaive doing damage. Is aware that's a possibility. Good nade, oh my god.
Glaive's got to be careful. Very, very good nade, you're right. Dennis is again certainly covered off. Device hits a good shot on Crims. And a rotation, dynamic AWP. Let him anchor off the ramp room because they have to give up Secret. He only gets 1 shot in the smoke. You have to expect that it's there. And by having him go to ramp, they're able to rotate the player who previously occupied the position down to the lower site. So Xyp9x, he's even better than that. He's staying on the catwalk. The last place, the last corner you look unless you get ramp. So until Device goes down, he's in a perfect position to deny any plants lower.
Yeah. There we go. Then Kiabi finds JW. Dennis is low as well. It's a 5-on-3. T's look a little bit lost at the moment. They have got Olaf Meister in the vents. That's something to work with here.
But as soon as this blows out, as soon as that vent goes, Xyp9x is perfectly aligned. You have to essentially come in from the ramp room to see that corner immediately.
Yeah, Zipex knows that as well. Just focused in just towards the ramp, buying himself some time. 30 seconds here, time ticking away. Of course, no bomb down, flushes towards outside. I don't think they even have a chance, but maybe if they hit shots like that, they might just do it. Taking down Device is 4-on-3.
Glaive does not need to repeak this. Timing is in his favor, and therefore waits. Dennis walks back out instead. That vent goes. This is the scenario. Easy Zipex, but denies both. Perfect positioning. Knew exactly why he was there, because Device again was covering ramp. And they take the lead. So 6 rounds in a row, none for Fnatic so far on the T side.
I think we have reports coming in to make sense for Fnatic. 6 rounds in a row. They're getting kills, they're finding openings, but Fnatic, no bomb plant there once again. Zipex is in a perfect position. Like you pointed out, it's a very good point. The fact the vent wasn't blown out means he's safe. He can sit behind that silo, look towards ramp. His objective at that point, just deny the bomb any way he can. Olaf Meister knows he has to come out at some point. Shoots it out, hopes he looks in the right direction. Actually looks to the right instead of the left. Zipex wasn't the cleanest of first kills, but he takes it down, denies the plant as well, does his job. That's absolutely fine. I have to say, epic shot there from Dennis. And Device, once again, it's almost the same situation. On the catwalk, once again, he knows this is a weakness for Fnatic. I'm not sure they're 100% sure where he's getting those kills from, because they're going through smoke, right? They can't exactly see him, and he's done it twice in a row now. It's through the smoke, sure, but he's getting a visual cue before he pulls the trigger. So Fnatic need to sort that out. I think a flashbang before they cross, that'd be absolutely fine. I'll push him back. He'll probably have to fire a bullet. We go into round number 22. This will be a partial buy from Fnatic. Tech-9s, CZs. A few smokes to work with here. I think they're dropping the same smokes as they do towards outside, but surely Device not in the same position. He's actually only got the AK this time, so doing damage once again. Takes Olaf Meister down to 43, but I think we have 4 players heading towards the secret area. JW Squeaky Door dealt with by Dupree.
Push all the way through. Tech-9s this round means speed. Equal grace. Zipex can't find the shot in the entrance from decontamination. He's pushed out of the position from the Molotov as well, so Glaive takes over duties. Flushes angle's not terrible, not tragic. He's going to get aggressive on the Molotov. Can't find the kills to reward him. Flash through. You just wait for the catastrophe. But they'll wait inside the garage instead, which I also like. If you can hug the garage, if you're looking the right direction when they walk in. But it's Device and Dupree instead that take them down. Crim's the last remaining player for Fnatic. Should be a 12th round for Astralis. On the defuse already. That'll be the end of it. 10-second defuse, but Crims knows he's got no chance to get back.
Yeah, that objective for Fnatic was absolutely fine. Those fast smokes, they're going for that lower bomb, so split one player towards the squeaky door. That was JW, Smoker. Dupree dealt with him. They've got 4 players on secret. They've got a plant, 2 kills. Means they can guarantee a bite. Going into this one, a strong bite at that. They can bring the AWP out if they want to. Comes in the hands of JW. He hasn't actually got a single frag mat since the first half. So Rampage on the CT side can't post a single kill as of yet after 7 rounds. So that's a little bit worrying for Fnatic. It's not like everyone else is going absolutely wild. We had some very good rounds from Dennis as well. He's currently top fragging. He's continuing that good form, but we need JW to step up once again. Is the AWP the weapon to find his form once more?
Smokes go down this time staggeredly. Outside of the red crate. Going for secret instead. Dennis goes over the top, jumps down, makes noise. Glaive should have heard it, but doesn't want to make any misplays. Open himself up to any potential danger, which Device may do.
Yeah, I'm loving this from Device. Different position every single round, hitting the shots. This is what we've come to expect of this young man, and managing to cause further damage. A flashbang's good, but doesn't fully commit just yet. Spots one.
I don't mind the jump to check that. Even if it gives his position away, he's not going to walk out and get caught off by perfect crosshair placement that Dennis did have. Him back though. Smokes down, they also know. The Device didn't fire the AWP, he did scope in, but the op's not going to be on catwalk. Timidly this time, without jumping, they cross the smokes and get to secret, therefore. Zipex control room. Can no longer see under the pipes, so it's a good position to be in. Decon vents entrance. Push from upper. JW still at squeaky. If Dennis can clear or give him information on the way through.
They're going up.
The AWP starts to get in position with that door. Opens. Dupree gets ripped apart by an AWP, which nearly had it fast backwards and takes down his teammate immediately after. But it's Device and Zipex the last 2. They'll have to concede surely. 5 versus 2, and Fnatic may have just picked up their first T-side round. In fact, they will.
What an interesting round for Fnatic. That's a great strategy. I like that a lot. The fact is, they get towards Secret, they clear out that lower area, get in the vents as well, and they've called, okay, we have a player waiting towards ramp. We have some players in lobby as well. Get up that ramp room. Get up that vent. Squeaky door opens. Find the first frag. Dupree dropping down as well. Gets completely blown out the water by JW. We said he hadn't fragged at all into the second half, but that was a nice way to open things up. Wins the round for Fnatic there. Really interesting strategy, and you can see Crim's well, just a small note. He had presence at ramp, he was holding Device in that area, kept flashing him as they go into the final equipment towards upper, threw one more flash and went back towards the lobby, and Device was nothing to do with that round. After having so much impact so far, it's going to be 12-11 now. As Fnatic close the gap, so plenty of money here for Astralis, of course, even after the reinvestment. Still 3k per player. Number 24, we are going to go the full distance here. Fnatic. He had a firm message there. That's such a sick shot from JW. No scope, of course.
Straight shotgun style op.
His first kill in the second half, of course, is one like
That's
that.
a good point. Nearly killed his teammates right after as well when they came up with the vent.
Yeah.
But what a shot indeed. 11 rounds now, Fnatic, but they have, as you say, after getting not only his first kill, JW, but gotten their first round on the T side, given up the lead. 7 rounds to Astralis. Means it's 12 rounds for them.
Change the setup here. Glaive towards outside with Device this time. Device wants to show presence and take some shots to bait his teammate in. He's very vulnerable right now, but T's, here they come. Oh, they detect the Glaives on the other side.
Device first shot. That'll start the bait.
Indeed.
They still have to commit to it. No one has pushed up either side, either half from the CTs to that position. It used to be so much stronger before you could either get on top of Silo, eat more easily, but also drop down onto the catwalk and basically get behind the player in return. So Glaive is a little cautious of that angle. Nice checks it for him as well. This is the better setup because they know they have to go by. Line to the gap in the smoke, and it's Glaive to fire into it. It's taken back by Crims, so chance to get shut down. Oh, that Molotov. Olaf gets lucky to get through. He's 12 HP.
Oh, he's not through just yet.
Lucky to survive either way. But they'll get down into Secret. Watch the position now as Ipix. This time he wants to get more aggressive because he knows for certain they're coming, but Crims this time's the one to hit this shot. A hard shot, no less. Device, good lineup. Drops bomb temporarily. Molotov to his position, forces him back around, but Dupree, we see the bomb plummet forward, is the next to find a kill for Astralis, and Flusha will be the last to die for Fnatic.
Yeah, really sick round there from Astralis, liking that a lot. That bait play towards the outside area, that's where Fnatic have been mainly focusing, right? So Device, he's been towards ramp room, Heaven, catwalk, change his position this time, default position with the AWP, baiting and Glaive, fires off shots, just go for the wall bangs, just trying to show I'm over here. You should deploy the smokes and focus on me. They do deploy the smokes, and Glaive, he almost gets 2 frags. It's 1.5, does the damage, and actually that damage did to Olaf Mice, it delayed them even further. He couldn't get down towards the secret area because he's on 12 HP. The Molotov was deployed, and at that point Astralis rotate through, Device gets towards the ramp position, locks them down, denies the plant, and manages to stop JW in the vents as well. Great stuff there, 13-11. Pretty harsh reset for Fnatic, but still having money to work with here. AK, smokes, don't win this one, they have nothing at all to work with. So pretty much comes down to this one, and Crims takes a nade to the face to kick it off.
Not exactly what he wanted, but it needs the pick. So continue to push in toward the ramp. Actually, I take that back, they're all going to back off.
Still have their smokes available here. They're throwing the same smokes to do in their default rounds towards outside. This time obviously delayed. Bomb won't be heading in that area, so this is a variation from what I can see so far. Crims flashes his teammate out. Will be Olaf Meister and Dennis to head in that area. It looks like the inside split, but Dupree, he's at a squeaky door this time. Takes down JW. 5-4 once again. The players outside have to step up here. Guys in lobby waiting for that next move to come in as Olaf Meister get down secret. He'll fall back. Dennis is patrolling towards main entrance.
Flusha gets shot on KRB. Oh, double entry for Flusha. Free was perfectly aligned behind the vent to take him, but timing was off and that Dennis was immediately there to trade. As soon as Device gets on a ladder to get away. Get toward Heaven. Olaf's hot on his heels as well, so Zipix will sit back and look for the exit kills.
There it is. That's going to be the round done. Fnatic recovering after went down to the 5-on-4. Looking for the outside split there. Delayed play in terms of the smokes going in. About the 45-second mark as Olofmeister. Dennis trying to find that outside control. Olofmeister just checking the secret steps so he couldn't get backstabbed. His teammates could actually get towards main entrance, but his flusher. Flashbang comes in, managed to find the entry kills required. Really difficult to hit 2 shots like that back to back, and takes down 2-3 as well. Can only find 1 kill from the vent position. Really nice shots from Fnatic. Not done in this one just yet. We're going to take a pause here. Some money starting to get a little bit problematic for Astralis generally. We have got 6k on device, so the AWP can still come out, but it's Glaive and Zipex who are struggling. They've got less than 3k per player. Today is take the eco here. They still have to lead, but that will tie things up. So Zipex will saved M4 as well. Deciding right now. Definitely a chance for Zonic to get involved and work out what's the best play here. They can shut down Fnatic right now. Same sort of idea. If they force into this, bit of a risk, but win that round, you apply the pressure straight back. Then allow Fnatic get a little bit more comfortable. Orb comes out. They've made their decision. Device, AWP. Laid down to the SMG and PRB on a Famis here. 1 kit available. Little utility across the board. 3 smokes. Incendiary for Glaive as well. Big round. Device, where does he go? Catwalk was so prolific for him, finding so many kills there. We'll see where he decides to go there once again and take the players down in the smoke. A bit more defensive this time, and a ramp push. I like this. 3 players going in for the fight.
Crims has to be at the ready, finds the first easy. No trade back. Nearly gave him a triple, but they'll only get the double. Device. It's still outside. It's Glaive that wants to counter off the push towards the ramp by going back in through the hut.
Nice idea from Astralis. Against the ropes in terms of the financial situation. 3 players at ramp, 1 flashbang in, but Crims, he can hear them coming from a mile off. Takes 2 down and done damage to the 3rd as well. Zipex at 22 HP. The Device now has a chance to pull the trigger outside, but Olofmeister says no for now.
Smokes to go down again for Fnatic. Glaive is in a perfect position, but there won't be a gap this time. He could try to slip in behind them, but he won't have enough information to do so.
Yeah, Device firing off shots.
He's got to go.
Time.
He's absolutely right, Glaive. This is the call he has to make. Needs to be hard on their heels, and Dennis gives a glance over his shoulder at the girl who walked by, finds Glaive staring back in return. Zipex will wait inside of the vents with 22 on an M4, an event that's not blown out, so he won't have the element of surprise in the site itself, but he could catch Olaf. He's trying to probe and see if anyone will drop down, timing off. Olaf gets it first. And even then, it was 3 other Fnatic players still alive, so chances were not great. 13-13, they've pulled it back, and the money is very dire for Astralis.
Yeah, absolutely. That's such a huge round. Astralis, like we said, the money wasn't really there for a full buy. Went for it anyway with the AWP, forced around that weapon. Famis' UMP, 3-man push towards ramp, but Crims is ready and waiting for it. Takes 2.5 kills. And at that point, Fnatic towards outside. I love that play as well. Silent towards outside. Drop those delayed smokes once again. And Glaive, if he gets a sound cue, maybe he can push a little bit earlier. Doesn't really have much to work with. His teammate taking out the equation as well. He knows his play is going to decide the round. Pushes him. The awareness from Dennis is too much to handle. Hits the shot. And we have a full eco now. Fnatic presumably going to take the lead at this point. Not a single dollar invested into this round. Suggests this is a very dire situation now.
All the way up to the big garage for Olaf. His feet were spotted. That's why Glaive was firing at him, but a better shot comes out from Zipex as he walks out the doorway. Olaf will take down Device. Kill totals continue to be more evenly distributed across the Astralis side. Although that said, despite Flush, everyone's fairly close now on Fnatic. We continue to take damage, but find kills against the pistols in this round. It should go 14 for them, and they'll have a late lead.
Lots of damage inflicted for sure, but Fnatic biding their time. Don't want to give anything away here. A single frag could be costly. Give nothing to Astralis to work with here. Edging in towards the garage area. That's what Olofmeister is. He's low HP. Tucks himself in the corner. Makes sure he doesn't want to lose his frag whatsoever. Listening out for rotations towards Secret potentially. He's giving his team information. And it's JW that works towards the ramp. Good find Kiabi here. Almost certainly going to. But the crouch could elude him. Apparently not. Takes him down. That's going to guarantee the round at this point. Dupree and Glaive are trying to find frags best they can. But like we said, Olofmeister hiding away in the garage finds Glaive.
Good shot from Dupree onto Olaf. Grab the AK for his troubles and try and hold it. quite a large amount of time by which to do so. Dennis is at the control room stairs below in the X-ray. If he pushes all the way through Secret, wouldn't be unlikely that he checks the big garage. But money suggests, although there is a round left over for Fnatic.
dupreeh has to save his weapon, basically.
Yeah, but I was going to say as well, Fnatic can't really afford to push and chase.
Oh, no, absolutely.
At least not in full commitment. One player, perhaps.
So dupreeh saving the AK-47 means the money will be okay. It's going to be 14-13 regardless, but they'll get $2,400 on top of their current situation. And with dupreeh saving the weapon, he can drop the AWP for device as well. So that's great. That actually works out quite nicely. They might just find him as close, but not going to get it. So AWP dropped, of course. Comes in for device. Money should be okay. Just now one saved weapon. People don't realize how valuable that can be to saving a single rifle in these tough situations can be. It's not actually dropped the AWP. He goes for the M4 instead. Definitely could have got the sniper rifle out. That's where device has been so strong in the second half. They're trying number 28 now, the direct sectors of this game. One kid available, device of almost no utility. Where does he play this round? Goes towards ramp and then presumably at the secret area. And that's where Olofmeister is heading very quickly indeed.
Very quickly. There's no way that device wins the affair in the race to position, but in doing so, Olof tagged up considerably, 51 HP. Should be a follow-up for device, but not if Olof hits shots like that. It may still go the way of Astralis because Glaive finds two. So too does dupreeh. Olof's all that remains in a 1 versus 4.
Wow, Glaive, that spray. Crouching and moving at the same time. It looks a little bit funny, but that does work in CSGO. Two players towards the window. 4-on-1 now, Olofmeister. 1 minute to work with here. But there was a player to step up in the situation, Fnatic. He could be the key, but unfortunately, Glaive, what a round that was from him. Love to see that from his POV if possible. 14-14, we're all tied up. Money's still strong for Fnatic, but that's great from Astralis. This has got overtime written all over it. We'll see if it delivers. 5 AKs now for the Fnatic side, all coming out for device. Back to their strongest stance, and we'll see whether they can find match point. Fnatic looking to answer back.
104 ADR for Dennis leads the way.
Yeah,
spray through the window. Immediately after dupreeh had won from the top of hut, and the other two players as well. So a quick shutdown on the upper position. The bomb site, device, toward the door, will have vision through it. JW is inside of the squeaky position, so he's got to be very careful. Device is going to check it, no mistake. He was always going to hit that shot.
such a nuisance on this map, isn't he? The CT side, secret, upper, heaven, catwalk. Terrorists don't know where he's going to be. This time it's squeaky door. Takes down JW. His arch rival in terms of the sniper battle. 5-4 just like that. Just what Astralis needed. Still not fully recovered in terms of the money situation. He finds that first frag. Nice pressure now to Fnatic. They've still got the T-spawn presence. They've just thrown the smokes, I believe. Yes, indeed they have. It looks like they're following them up with 4 players towards that exact position, trying to battle as well. Olofmeister in front of the smokes, trying to take a player down, but Device has moved again. He's so aware, so good. It's an up shot.
I love the dynamics play from this. The op, he's going to stay forward though. Flames at his feet! Nearly got 2. In fact, did do damage to both. Flusha stays on it with 14. Thankfully, the teammate that he has to work with is Olof, who's looked alive late and certainly is in this round. 1 kill, 74 HP. He's going to have to do most of the dirty work.
Yeah, that's so sick from Device. Kill a squeaky door, back towards Secret. They have no idea where he is. They're so caged, it seems, when he's on the map. They don't know where he's going to be. 3.5 kills for him as he took Flusha down with the collateral as well. Flusha, 14 HP, Olofmeister. Goes towards heaven, making a little bit of noise there. I think Yalbi heard him, and indeed they did. Zipex takes him down. You can do that silently, but it's up to Flusha now.
Astralis looking to go 2-1. Stay in the upper half of the bracket, avoid elimination pressure matches, if you want to call them that, pressure matches. Because they're about to find map point. 2 seconds left in the round. Flusha's gone. He will save the AWP and carry it over. Thankfully so as well, because this was the money starting to get low for Fnatic. JW's got 6,000. Olof has 4,450 and a timeout. Yeah, how do they distribute the wealth, or lack thereof?
Well, here we go. Match points picked up first by Astralis here. They will, of course, keep the AWP for Device. It's been so strong, why not? And the 30. Pause will come in for Fnatic, the second pause of the game. Great showing so far, I have to say. I didn't expect much more on this map, but You see they've been working on it. They've got a solid game plan, especially on the CT side. They did actually manage to lose both pistols on this map, just to note as well. 3-0 in the second half, and they did manage to force fight and have success in the second of the first. All power for olofmeister this time. He's got that 6 point. Let's follow olofmeister beginning this round, please. We'll see whether he manages to open up the map and potentially find Device.
Off with the fast door play. Oh, I took the shot. Didn't quite land it, though. He's going to sit around to hold the same angle. That will deter Glaive from going anywhere near the main entrance. He'll back off instead to watch outer.
Good attempt. Olof can't find the shot. Outside play once again. These smokes are great. The ones they can do very quickly from T-spawn. And the silence as well shuts down any sort of sound cues from Astralis there. They're actually focusing heavily on the lower bomb side, but Device, once again, he's there. That might force play around the corner. Timing 1 second later, it might have just done that, but they buy themselves some time. And almost are holding towards the squeaky door. Trying to find a pick in lobby. A bit isolated. Device ready and waiting. Of course he hits it.
Repeat. Easy enough. Dennis down as well. Device on JW. So perfect in position. And this time there's no entry headshots on an AK.
Wow.
Crimson Olaf are sat stunned, starified, not a word, staring at a situation where they're in a 5 versus 2 and Astralis are about to steal the map away. After being down 10-5 at half, Crim's last alive does something with it, but Device is still in the same angle. Let's not get zealous.
Be careful, boys.
Let's not get zealous as they all push through. This was a 5 versus 1. He's gotten 3 kills, Crims.
Yeah, they've got a real chance of this now, Fnatic. No way he pulls this one off. 20 seconds remaining. Smoked up from the bomb as well, but he's hitting every single shot. Astralis throwing this round away. He's trying their very best to do so. Crim's now 2 shots separating. They're a decent setup here. They could give more kills away, but there it is. The final one comes in. Device, you can see how happy Sonic is about that one. Amazing performance. Very quiet in the first half. Didn't have much to work with. Good game plan for Fnatic generally. But Device, what a beast. You can't shut that down. When he starts moving around the map every single time, hitting the shots, there's nothing more you can do about it. Device wins in the round there. Almost gave it away. They almost did. Almost took it to overtime. But it was enough. 3 kills in that lower position.
And Dennis just walks away, puts his hat on it with a little dismissing shrug that said, well, we tried. I mean, it was a good game. I'll give them that. That was very close for Fnatic. That's the other thing with the Swiss system, especially where it's all best of 1. You come so close and it just doesn't matter. So they still have to go down to the 1 and 2 bracket, which is filled with talent right now.
Yeah, great game, I have to say. I'm a bit starified myself.
Starified? That's not bad, isn't it?
That's a new
Let me, hang on, let me just call whoever handles copyright. I'll call Webster's. They'll put it in the dictionary for me.
Yeah, well, that was great stuff. One of those amazing games. You have to say JW in the first half, certainly the MVP of that side of the map, and then moving over to the second, Device just shutting it down. What was this? Like you said, it's been Fnatic, been hitting those headshots all game long, but Device, 3 kills in total. His teammates did their best to throw the round away, but they just about pulled it off with some good utility usage. He looks exhausted. That was a difficult game. That was not an easy win by any stretch of imagination. We weren't sure what Fnatic could bring on Nuke, but what a hell of a game that was.
Yeah, it's incredible stuff, I have to say. It's high-impact CS.
Yeah.
Both teams firing. I think actually Astralis looked a little slow and sloppy in some of the shots they were trying to hit, whereas that's the one thing Fnatic has always had in the past. They had accuracy, and it certainly showed up at times, especially on the T side once they got rolling. With that said, we'll throw it over to the panel. It's Astralis 2 and Fnatic 1 in the wins column.
Good maths, Matt. Thank you very much. We'll return to Sanakist, of course, and the sterified Henry G for games number 7 and 8 that are coming up. The winners' games, of course, for a place in the quarterfinals. This one, though, as one of our members of the analyst team says, it's a bit of a barn burner, isn't it? Pushed all the way, the champions do come through for a 2-1 record. Moses, it's a good performance from Astralis to get through this because it did look like a tough game, but you've got to hand it to Fnatic for taking this the way that they did.
Yeah, they almost made it to the lines then, didn't they? We were in the green room and we were just like, why are they actually playing Nuke? And Karn happened to be in there and he was just like, apparently we have a plan for this one. So.
not that they're ever going to share it with Karn, of course.
Yeah, this is really cool from Fnatic. I mean, it was crazy as well because when you think about it, Flusher was opting outside for the majority of that game, very, very passively. For me, I know Henry said that his MVP was JW and he had a great game, some stellar rounds. But for me, it was Dennis.
Early on he did.
Yeah, and it was Dennis in the CT side for me for Fnatic that was like the MVP, just because he had so many rounds that he saved that were in trouble. Some of the kills he got, some of the clutches he was a part of as well. I thought he did great, but I was actually surprised because one of the strengths of Astralis is the way they adapt on the T side. And the interesting thing was they found out how passively Flush was playing it. We saw that round that Glaive just like crouches outside right under his scope with a Deagle, and I thought from there that Astralis was like, all right, now we figured it out. Now we can just really exploit this, and they never seemed to be able to do it. And it was just vintage Fnatic in the first half. A little bit in the second half is great individual plays to save rounds at crucial moments.
Yeah, I think that, you know, the crutch for Astralis was the yard, right? That's where they won most of their rounds. That's where they had it all going. They got down secret and stuff. But
this was fun.
We're giving out a lot of A's for effort at this tournament, I think, so far. You know, teams are doing really well. This is a great performance by Fnatic, but it feels like, you know, it just wasn't enough once again. Their turtle setup, if they adapted from that on their CT side, sure, it was great. It won them a lot of rounds, but the lack of adapting, I think, was the issue. They could have had even more. You saw on the second half when they looked like they figured out what Fnatic were doing, right? Glaive goes aggressive outside. He adapts to the situation. He makes it difficult for Fnatic to keep doing what they wanted to do. And, you know, that's how you make it difficult for a team. I didn't think Fnatic made it difficult for Astralis on the T side. They just kept getting yard control and taking duels. I do, continuing with the A for effort kind of thread, is that there was one T strat that Fnatic did, which I absolutely loved. It's where they got under control and they went up the vents. And JW opened squeaky door under at about, I don't know, 30 seconds, smoked the bomb site, drew a rotation, they dropped to come vents. All the dominoes fell in top side and Fnatic took it. I was like, well, that's a really nice strat.
Yeah, that was really, really cool. It's starting with that JW shot of Dupree falling as well. But yeah, I mean, this T side, I feel like Chad's right. Fnatic just seemed like their plan, their tactics on that side kind of got stumped, and from there the rounds they were getting is like this one is obviously given to them a little bit with that push. Crims has great shots, but from there, even some of those other rounds were just based off, you know, a Fnatic player just getting great entries, like an individual, like not really an execute to isolate, not really taking advantage of anything along that. Like, I think one of the rounds they won is Flush just coming out of hut and getting 2 kills, like one by far vent, one up above heaven, and it's just, you know, you're not going to beat a team like Astralis if that's what you have to turn to. I mean, they very nearly do it. That's why it's like this is the Fnatic that makes us promise or hopeful that they're going to be stepping up across their entire map pool and be that old Fnatic that's such a force.
Chad, in terms of the way that Fnatic have at least played in this game, it's given them some hope going forward in the tournament of making that top 8, isn't it?
They're 1 and 2 now, right?
Yeah, but they do fall into a bracket of Cloud9, Na'Vi, Mouse, Penta, and Flipside.
Well, as the wise words of Jason, it's going to depend on the matchups, Paul. No, but I think, you know, I definitely think that this is promising signs, but it's very shaky for them, right? You know, this was a map they pulled out. It's a Gambit pick. You know, it's not something which you would normally see Fnatic playing. Maybe it was just for this matchup specifically.
Yeah, that's the next question for them is, have you actually like put time in on Nuke, or were you just like doing this as a trap card for Astralis? It's probably a little bit of both, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I like it. I think it was very brave. You know, it could have paid off. There was that Dennis 1v1 in topside. Yeah. If he had won that one, it could be a different story.
Okay. I think it's an interesting match for Astralis to win, though, because they have had a little bit of difficulty at this event getting going. And you mentioned ring rust. Is it out of their system?
I think there's a blue pill to help that normally. But I think, you know, they're playing a lot of rounds of Counter-Strike. So for sure, they're probably... they have to be feeling comfortable.
Well, let's find out.
They're winning.
Should we find out? Because Device is waiting for us right now in the player area. So, Device, are you ring rusty? Have you got rid of the rust?
I definitely feel not like in my best form. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I saw the last couple of rounds with that AWP. That was pretty good.
Oh yeah, but still, I don't know. It just I have been off the game for 3 days before the tournament, and I just feel a little bit off. But obviously, we play a lot of Counter-Strike, as you say, and I think we are just gonna like scrape it off one round by one round. Like,
yeah. Has it been a difficult 3 games so far? How would you assess the 3 matches that you've had?
I think 2 of them have been difficult, and one of them we faced Cold Zero. So, anyways, yeah, we could have lost both, in all honesty, and we're just happy to be where we are right now.
Yeah, is it tougher returning to the major as the champions this time around? You've come to all of the majors, of course, in various forms after coming in semi-finals and quarterfinals. But coming back as champions, is it different for you?
No, I wouldn't actually say. I think we're actually a little bit more loose than we were last time.
Right.
No, we don't feel the pressure really. I just feel like we're just, as you say, like scraping off the rust and just playing into form, and we'll peak later in the tournament as we want to.
Okay, I've got Moses and Sponge. I'm sure they've got questions for you as well.
Yeah, I mean, we see pretty frequently some of these veto processes, like teams trying to trap each other in maps that they don't expect. Did you guys like have any kind of like weird decision to make when Nuke popped up still in the pool? Was that kind of like, yes, we're definitely going to pick it, or was it like, okay, what do they have in store for us here?
I mean, like, it's the second time now that we've been a little bit surprised. Overpass against Immortals, we were definitely not expecting that. This time, Sonic, this morning, he said they might actually go for Nuke instead of Mirage, and we prepared for it. So, yeah, it was not what we expected, but we still prepared for it. And I think it was because of our prac results, they beat us in Nuke. So I think that was why they picked it.
What kind of preparation can you do against Fnatic on Nuke? Just because all the match was going on, I was just curious. They've only played one match of Nuke as this lineup at a tournament, and that was last year. I mean, did you look in? Did you try and like watch that demo, or was it just kind of making sure you guys have everything figured out that you like to do?
We played our own game a lot, and obviously we watched the game that we could watch. But other than that, it's more or less feeling comfortable in our own play style, trying to read the mid game. We figured out that Flusher was playing at CD spawn a lot, but we didn't really use it a lot. And also we just, how do you say it, like we lost some crucial rounds and they lost some crucial rounds. And I think over like a course of 10 maps, I think still we will have like 70% of the win rate on Nuke.
Right.
That's fair, yeah. I think you guys did you did a decent job adjusting to their turtle setup, right? You were able to get the bomb down low. It was just those afterplant situations going on. How do you guys like stay calm in those situations, right? Because you lost, I think, like 3 or 4 of them in a row almost. One of them was where they timed out, where Crims ran away from you guys in lobby. And it just looked like it must have been really frustrating because you had a lot of entry frags.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's what I mean. We lost a lot of afterplants that we should have won. And usually we're really calm in these situations. But we could feel, like you say, the rust or the pressure, and you get a little bit frustrated, but it's just about like believing in the comeback always and just believing in your teammates. We actually took a timeout and spoke about it because there was a little bit of tension between some players, but like that happens, it's a major, and we won.
All right. Thank you very much, Nikolai. It's great to speak to you as ever, and good luck tomorrow in what hopefully is your last game, but we don't know yet.
Congrats, Device.
Thank you.
All right, Device there, winner with Astralis. The champions, of course, are back on track once more. They are just one win away now from the quarterfinals. We'll wrap things up in this particular game before we move on to the winner matches of the teams that are 2-0 right now. It is Astralis moving on to 2-1. The scoreboard tells us a little something about this game. Dupree putting on 28, but on the other side, Dennis 25. I mean, you already mentioned Moses. He's your MVP for the game.
Well,
great,
I mean, just for
great
Fnatic
from
in the
JW
first half,
as well.
Yeah, definitely great. I mean, Dennis was just a god in that first half. I felt he saved them very, very much. But yeah, I mean, this Astralis, it's so hard to like pinpoint like a great MVP for this team because they do seem to like actually they are like that's the the cliche of just like winning as a team, just the way they adapt and the way they're able. The one thing that Fnatic wasn't able to cause them to do is like really get confused with their rotates, and that's all down to like team communication, your players getting in the right positions. Like they could never take advantage of the vertical portion of the map, right? So I mean, Astralis just did a great job as a team communicating and rotating properly.
Right, well, we've gone with Dupree, but it could easily have been almost any one of the team.
Yeah, I guess Dupree's impact, right? You had the 8 opening kills. That's pretty important, especially on that CT side when you're in the Nuke's super advantageous, right, to the CT. So you should always be getting that entry kill. I think 28 frags on Nuke it's a pretty good effort, right?
That's not bad.
You can't be upset about it at all.
It's okay.
When that's where they had their most dominant side as well, the CT side, right? That's where we actually saw them get going. They got into gear. Like you said, it didn't seem like they forced them to rotate around all that much. There was a few times where it looked a little bit uncomfortable, and Fnatic had some really smart plays. We'll put that down to the natural chemistry. I don't think you could even plan for that to happen in the rounds the way it did. But yeah, they stayed calm and were able to capitalize, so good on them.
All right, thank you very much, gents. So we're going to get more from our panel members, of course, after the break. We are heading now into our final 2 matches of the night, which means we're going to go up with the teams that haven't been beaten yet. 2 of them are going to the quarterfinals.